Welcome to the MS-Perspektive podcast, Perspective with a K as I'm German. I'm Nele von Horsten, MS patient, patient advocate and author. I'm bringing you interviews, inspiration and information about living with multiple sclerosis and show you ways how you can positively influence the disease and make the best out of your diagnosis. On ms-perspektive.com you will find the show notes, 11 free tips as a PDF and lots of other information. And now the show begins. Thanks for tuning in again and welcome to episode number 147, Annual Review 2025 and Outlook 2026. This episode is different. It is personal. It is a moment to pause. Today I want to take you with me into my year 2025. What happened behind the microphone, what shaped me as a mother, a patient advocate, and someone trying to build something meaningful for the MS community. And I want to share what I hope 2026 will bring for me and hopefully for you as well. Why look back? I got inspired by one of my favorite podcasts. Every year the host shares a very honest review. What worked, what failed, what changed, and why. And I realized maybe I should do that too. Not only for myself, but also for you, so you can understand why certain choices were made, why some projects moved forward and others did not, and so you can be part of this journey instead of only hearing the final product. 2025 in one word: endurance. If I had to summarize 2025 in one single word, it would be endurance. Until summer, my youngest daughter was still at home, a baby becoming more and more active. A beautiful season of life, but at the same time I was trying to finish my master thesis in MS management, complete my UPATI training before it expired, keep my self-employment alive, and release 2 weekly podcast episodes, one in German and one in English. There were days where it felt like a marathon, and I would not recommend doing it this way. Just because something is possible does not mean it is healthy. Let's talk about family first, steps of letting go. 2025 was filled with big emotional milestones. My baby started daycare in summer. It worked well, especially because her older sister was already there. And in August, my older daughter started school. That moment touched me deeply. One day you are changing diapers and suddenly you are standing there letting your child walk into a new world. Alongside that, our family faced a silent, exhausting process, the question of where our home will be. We realized our apartment is too small. We visited houses, we considered moving, even to Dresden, which is nearby where we live right now. But moving again, especially for our older daughter, would have meant starting friendships all over again. So we decided we stay. We build. Stability and emotional roots offer perfect location. What about work? Work for me is a quiet foundation and one big highlight. From the outside, 2025 might not look very spectacular. But inside, it was a year of building foundations. I continued working in the patient council at Roche. I supported EDIGA, a digital therapeutic, which will hopefully soon enter alpha testing. And my personal highlight was the AI Whitepaper on shared decision-making. I wrote large parts of it late at night holding a sleeping baby, and still, it became a project with international impact. Inside Roche, it was named one of the most impactful initiatives of the year. It taught me something important. The patient voice can shape the system. So, let's talk a little bit more about AI and a funny picture you might see when you look up the cover image. If you look at the cover image of this episode on the blog, you will see a sparkling silver outfit, candy canes, and a Christmas wonderland. Just to be very clear, that is not me. I do not dress like that. I do not walk around holding giant lollipops. It is a playful AI-generated picture I created as a prompt, and I found the result funny. but it reminds me of something. AI can create surfaces. It can generate aesthetics. It can help organize information and even support writing. But AI cannot replace real experience. AI does not know what it feels like to have 15 minutes of deep sleep per night. It does not know the fear or the beauty of sending a child to school for the first time. It does not know the pressure of releasing weekly episodes when your body feels tired. AI is a tool, a helper, but the voice behind this podcast is human, with a real life behind it. So, let's come to MS-Perspektive, my heart and its price. In 2025, I published 57 German episodes and 54 English episodes. Every single week, 2 podcasts, plus a few extras. I am proud of that, but I paid a price. My smartwatch showed nights with only 15 minutes of deep sleep. I was stressed more easily. I was not always the mother I wanted to be. And so, from 2026 on, sleep is not negotiable. It becomes a priority for my health, my MS, my parenting, my creativity. Okay, let's talk about the formats that can bring joy and dreams for 2026. One thing carried me emotionally through this year. The German Kamingespräch, which means fireside talk. A casual fireside-style conversation in German with Nadia, another person living with MS. It is relaxed, it is human, it is not scripted, and many listeners love it. So my dream for 2026 is to finally establish something similar, a light, warm, human talk format in English. And here is something I'm deeply grateful for. This podcast has already welcomed guests and listeners from North America, South America, Europe, Africa, and Australia, and expats who are originally from the Middle East. In 2026, I hope to add Asia and to continue building a global space where MS stories can be heard. Okay, what does 2025 taught me? This year showed me I can go beyond my limits, but I cannot stay there. Friendships cannot wait. Community matters, but I do not need to be everywhere on social media. And I want to stop postponing dreams, not only for others, but for myself. So let's move on to the outlook for 2026, gentle and realistic. I am planning softly, because children, building a house, MS and life all need space. My intentions for my health? Sleep first. Cycling to daycare 3 times per week, 2 sessions of strength and stretching. On the project side, at least 1 book. A first MS course to make core information accessible. Maybe optional one-to-one elements. And yes, establish a newsletter. For the podcasts, in German I want to continue the fireside format and share translation of English episodes and allow visibility without stress. For the English one you are listening to, I would like to launch the relaxed talk format, maybe translate a book, and the newsletter, only if possible. I will establish it for the German audience first. And personally, I want to read paper books again, refresh my Italian, and not just function, but live. So, if I could speak to my January 2025 self, I would say, you will get through this. You do not have to do it alone. And sleep is not negotiable. So, coming back to you on the headphones there, thank you for listening, for being part of this journey, and for making this community global. I wish you for 2026 health, courage, small steps, and real joy. Not only endurance, but shaping your own year. And I would love to hear from you. What do you wish the English podcast to offer next year? A course? More expert interviews? More patient voices? Or a relaxed conversation you can join like sitting by a fire? Feel free to send me an email or message me on Instagram or LinkedIn. I'm always happy to hear from you. And by the way, next time, this will be a translated episode from German, an interview with Professor Dr. Heinz Wendel on recognizing gradual worsening in MS. Very interesting topic, so please stay tuned. Recommend the podcast to whoever might be interested in it and rate it wherever you are listening to it. And with that, see you next time and stay as positive and healthy as possible. Bye. Thank you for listening today. I hope you found it helpful. You may also be interested in the previously published episodes and posts, which you can find at ms-perspektive.com/podcast. Perspective with a K. You can also get a free PDF with 11 tips for your positive impact on MS at ms-perspektive.com/newsletter. If you'd like to get in touch, you can reach me at nele@ms-perspektive.com or on social media. See you next time.